Coach, can you begin by talking about your new look roster?
Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm like a kid under the Christmas tree. It's great to look at your board and see the options. I think that's what it's given us now. It's given us different options, and you don't have to play a Peugeot and play it on triple PK and power play and play against the best lines. So we can spread that. We can spread those guys around and not tire guys out, and that's what's been happening for a little while now. Is that because of injuries and the types of players now that we've acquired, I can plug them in different areas, different lines. So I will be shuffling, of course. Who's going to play with who? We'll look at that for today. We just made quick lines and let's go. But we'll look at every game now. We're going to have to make decisions. It gives us not just options, but internal competition, and it's easier for me to keep guys accountable and so on. So it's a great day today.
Safe to say that specific needs have been addressed?
Oh yeah. As a coach, I think I look back now, and it doesn't happen very often that you give a shopping list and you get what you want. It's difficult. It's very difficult to get what you want in this league, and I've lived it before. And we wanted more speed for our fourth line, and Victor has unbelievable speed and size, so we wanted more size also, and a guy who can play PK. And he was playing in the first minute of the PK in Carolina. They got one of the best PKs in the league, so that's terrific. And he can still make plays. He's got experience. He's won before. He's went deep into the playoffs, 2 different teams, and the experience is something we need. And it's the same with Burrows. Burrows has made it deep in the playoffs. He was a top leader down there, and you could see what the players have said from Vancouver. Is one of those classy individuals off ice that's got unbelievable intangibles, and our group needs that. We have some good young guys, and we need to protect our investments. We need to put insurance on our investments too, not just, it's a player that's coming in, it's going to give us what he's going to give us on ice, but there's a much bigger picture, and guys like Stone will benefit from that, and guys like Zingo will benefit from that, and just like, Kelly has definitely made a big impact on our team with the forwards, and Dion as a defender. Those guys are what make it stick together and glue together, and so that was really important for us. So obviously he plays on a power play in front of the net, plays PK, can play against the top lines, and on the ice, he's hard to play against, and he disrupts, that's for sure.
How much does trust play a factor? You knew Burrows from a bit, the Will Champ, Crow knew him.
Yeah.
You also knew Nico for that matter. Like, how much does trust?
Well, your scouts are hired to figure out the information. You watch him play, but you need all the information, because when you get a player in, it's not his stats. You get an individual, you get a human being, and there's a whole package that comes with a person. And of course, if you know players, you know what they can give you, and you can make a projection. For instance, a guy like Domenico, it's a player that I had in junior, and in the finals he broke his leg at the hip. It wasn't a pretty sight, so he was in a wheelchair for many months. And at the time that he would have, been working in the American League, like he didn't have his legs, he needed years to build his body back up, and so he had to go to Europe and slowly make it up the ranks again. And he was dominating down there. And I had him at the Spengler, and he was one of our top players. And comparing him to other guys that were NHLers the year before, you can make a projection that there's definitely something there that we can look at. So that's what we know now is, and Crow coached against them. Rob Cookson had him at the Spengler with me. So all together we felt that there's something there definitely, and we'll see how he develops.
Burrows? Sorry.
Yeah, Burrows had the world's and unbelievable person off ice. Just everybody that just around this guy is just in awe of what kind of an individual, what kind of a great leader, and it has a gigantic impact on any group. So we thought, hey, this is the guy. Like, we need to have that. It's clear. In the absence of MacArthur, it's crucial. Like, it's huge. And you can't rely on just 1 or 2, 3 forwards just to have the experience, and you got to have more, because that's how you make everybody grow. I mean, the coach can talk all he wants, but when you got guys who've lived the steps of making playoffs, being on good teams, being on top lines, and making it deep in the playoffs, it's not, at that point it's not about talent. It's about the small details of paying the price and how much it takes to get there, and he's got that, and he's going to be able to teach our guys.
You talk about a shopping list, what else is on it?
Well, lobster for tonight at home, but I'm not sure I'm going to get that. But yeah, right now I think those are the main things we were looking at. And for me they've been filled. So I'm very happy. I mean, obviously Bobby's not there. That's a gigantic part of our team. So you plug him in there, and I think you look at our lineup, and we're basically going to have 3 lines that could look like a first line. That's the depth you need. I mean, you look at the top teams in the league, that's what they got. And Pittsburgh comes in here, you look at their 3 lines, and there's that whole thing about a third line in the NHL anymore. I think it's more about the fourth line now. The fourth line now is the old third line. It's just, there's so much depth everywhere. You got to have it, and now we believe that we have it. And our owner and our GM have permitted us to improve in that sense. So I think it's a great boost for us.
Where does Di Domenico fit into your team? Is he a guy that's you're going to get in as soon as you can, and is he a top 6 or why?
No. Right now, Dito's coming in, and you got to soak it in. Got to figure out how things work. So he wasn't in the NHL. So right now he's got to be groomed. He's got to figure out what's what and how things are done. So right now, I'm not looking to peg him in right away and play games. No, we're going to wait, and obviously we got other guys right now that have got the NHL experience that are ahead of him. So it's more in for the long run. We'll see where he fits.
He looks kind of smallish. Is he fast?
He's extremely high hockey sense, great vision. So he's one of the, well, at the under 20 we had him. When we won the gold medal, he was our top 2 lines with the Jamie Benns and those guys. So he was definitely back then a high prospect. But like I said, that he had some tough years physically, and so he's built himself back up to a prospect now. So that's where he's at. But he's an outstanding power play guy. Vision, look left and pass right, and that type of guy.
Do you have an update on Chris Nielsen?
Yeah, it's a broken finger, and I'll take some weeks.
Weeks?
Yeah, I don't know how many weeks. Weeks could be 2, 3, 4. I just know it's broken. So it's just, can he play with it at some point? Maybe. I know Bobby could not. In his case, I'm not sure. So I'd like to say weeks. So.
When I said Tampa, Florida, you said it could be just a week or so.
Yeah. It's just they told me it might be a minor, because at that point we didn't really know. So now we know it's definitely a broken finger. So now we need to take the time it takes to heal a finger.
Do you keep a close eye on the comings and goings of what goes on a day like this?
Well, there's TVs everywhere, so, but, I was on the ice. I think it's more important for me to let Pierre and his staff take care of today, and we know what we wanted. So, yeah, I mean, if we hadn't made any trades up to now, and I might have been in the office maybe and looking at what's going on, but to me, I mean, I right now, real comfortable with what we've done, so I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the day, but I think right now for us, the most important part is to get gelling. I mean, it's good to have new players, but the reality is they don't know how we play. They don't know where they fit, and we gotta gel quick, and that's the hard part. I've lived it in different leagues, and it's always difficult, and not because the players are no good. It's just you get, like when Wingles came in, he listens to. It took everybody else a month and a half to figure out, to feel comfortable. So those guys coming in, there's a month and a half left. So it's accelerated by the fact that everybody else knows what to do. We've got clips of how we've played and when it looks the way we want it to look and all that. So the process is very much accelerated, but it is a process, and we're certainly going to be there to accompany those guys to grow as fast as we can and gel as fast as we can.